money, universal basic income, and the future of work. Hello, and welcome back to Philosophy Examined, where we delve into profound topics that shape our world and our futures. In this video, we'll embark on a journey into the landscape of the future of work and universal basic income. Are you ready? Let's begin. In the realm of work, we are standing at the precipice of a new era, one defined not by manual labor or even knowledge work, but by unprecedented integration of technology. Artificial intelligence, automation, remote work, and new work models are not only reshaping the way we work but also challenging our traditional understanding of work and the worker. So, where do we go from here? The future is uncertain, but it's clear that the world of work is changing rapidly, and our social and economic systems must evolve to keep up. This is where the concept of universal basic income, or free money, comes into play. UBI serves as a fascinating proposal, a tool that could buffer against job displacement and provide a safety net for all citizens. It's a radical rethink of our social contract, a reimagining of our economic systems to ensure that everyone has access to the basic necessities of life, irrespective of their employment status. In the context of the future of work, UBI might be an essential component of our social evolution. As technology continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, potentially making many traditional jobs obsolete, UBI could provide the financial stability for people to retrain, upskill, and transition into new forms of work. Imagine a world where no one has to stay in a job they hate, for fear of not being able to put food on the table or a roof over their head. Countries like Finland, Spain, and Canada have already experimented with forms of UBI, and these experiments can provide valuable insights as we navigate this uncharted territory. The results so far are mixed, and many questions remain, but the potential benefits: reduced poverty, greater freedom and flexibility, increased entrepreneurial activity, are tantalizing. But UBI is not just about economics, it's about philosophy. It's about our values as a society, about how we define work, worth, and the good life. It invites us to question our current systems and envision new possibilities. As we move forward into this brave new world of work, UBI might be a critical piece of the puzzle, a way to ensure that progress benefits us all. The future of work and UBI are intertwined, two sides of the same coin. Our challenge, and our opportunity, is to shape these forces in a way that expands freedom, fosters creativity, and promotes a fair and inclusive society. After all, isn't that what the future should be about? What does work mean when robots, algorithms, and AI systems can perform many tasks faster, more efficiently, and with fewer errors than humans? How do we define productivity when it's no longer about hours spent, but outcomes achieved? What is the value of human effort when tasks are completed by lines of code, not sweat and toil? And what happens when the traditional 9-to-5 work model becomes obsolete, replaced by flexible, project-based work, often done remotely? When we can collaborate with colleagues from different corners of the globe from the comfort of our homes? When the boundaries of work are not set by physical office spaces but by the expansive digital networks? These shifts in the nature of work demand that we rethink not just our professional lives, but our societal structures and individual identities. After all, work is not just about economic output, it's about purpose, community, and a sense of contribution. Consider companies like GitLab and Zapier that are entirely remote. They've abandoned physical office spaces and traditional work hours, embracing digital tools for collaboration and operation. Their employees span across continents, working at times that suit their lifestyles and productivity. Here, work is tied less to a specific place and more to shared goals and values. Or take the rise of the gig economy, where companies like Uber, Lyft, and Fiverr have transformed traditional employment structures. Workers here enjoy the flexibility of choosing when to work, often juggling multiple jobs. The notion of a career in this context is fluid, less about climbing a corporate ladder and more about personal satisfaction and freedom. Then, there's the burgeoning field of AI and robotics, where automation is not merely a looming threat but a present reality. Companies like Amazon and Tesla have integrated automated systems into their warehouses and production lines, significantly enhancing productivity while simultaneously posing complex questions about the future of human labor. And let's not forget the advent of initiatives such as 4-day work week, trialed by companies like Microsoft in Japan and Buffer in the US, which showed increases in productivity and employee satisfaction, prompting us to reconsider our long-held notions about work-life balance. These real-world examples demonstrate the fundamental shifts in our work landscape, demanding that we redefine our perceptions of work, success, and fulfillment. As we adapt to these changes, our challenge will be to ensure that our societal structures and individual identities evolve in tandem, ensuring a future where work continues to be a source of purpose and contribution. As we chart this new territory, we'll need to reassess what fulfillment and success mean in this brave new world. No longer are they tethered to traditional metrics such as job titles, hours worked, or the size of an office. The future of work asks us to rethink these indicators. Fulfillment may come from the freedom to dictate our own schedules, to integrate work and life in a way that works for us as individuals. Success may be defined not by promotion or tenure, but by the impact we have, the skills we acquire, the lives we touch, and the balance we achieve between our professional and personal lives. In this context, consider the example of companies like Patagonia and Basecamp. They prioritize work-life balance and the well-being of their employees, believing that a happy, fulfilled workforce is a productive one. They measure success not just in profit, but in their positive impact on society and the environment. Or take the rise of the digital nomad professionals who choose to work remotely while traveling the world. For them, success is the freedom to explore, to experience new cultures, while still maintaining their careers. These shifts in understanding and defining success and fulfillment are crucial. They reflect a broader movement towards recognizing the holistic needs of workers' physical, psychological, and social. They invite us to envision a future where work enriches our lives, rather than draining them, where success is measured in well-being, growth, and impact, not just profit. As we journey into this new landscape of work, it's these visions of fulfillment and success that may well light the way, serving as compass points in uncharted territory. By redefining what we aspire to, we can ensure that the future of work is a future we're excited to embrace. The future of work promises opportunities, greater flexibility, less time wasted on commute, and automation of monotonous tasks. But it also poses significant challenges. Increased isolation, blurred lines between work and personal life, and potential job loss due to automation. Many workers in companies such as Toggle, a fully remote company, or those working via platforms like Upwork, have reported feelings of loneliness and disconnect from their colleagues, leading to lower job satisfaction and even mental health issues. Without the spontaneous interactions of a physical office, building a cohesive team culture becomes a more complex task. Similarly, while the blurring of work and personal life may offer increased flexibility, it can also lead to an always-on mentality, as seen in companies like IBM or Amazon, where work-from-home policies have led to increased work hours and burnout. When your home is your office, leaving work at the end of the day becomes a mental exercise, rather than a physical one. And for those juggling work with caring responsibilities, the challenge becomes even greater. And let's not forget the significant threat of job loss due to automation. For instance, companies like Foxconn in China, which manufactures electronics for Apple and other companies, replaced 60,000 factory workers with robots back in 2016. The transportation sector, with the rise of autonomous vehicles, is also a prime example, with millions of jobs at risk in the not-so-distant future. The challenge, as we move forward, is to navigate these potential pitfalls while harnessing the positive potential of the changing work landscape. This requires thoughtful policy, robust support systems, and a willingness to adapt and rethink our traditional notions of work and work-life balance. As we look forward, we must prepare for a world where soft skills, creativity, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, become more important than ever, where lifelong learning is not an option but a necessity. In a future where machines may outperform humans in repetitive, predictable tasks, these uniquely human skills become our competitive edge. Take Google, for instance. They found that their most successful teams were not those filled with top scientists, but those that exhibited skills like empathy, emotional intelligence, and good communication. Similarly, leading consulting firm McKinsey has emphasized the need for 21st-century skills like creativity and complex problem-solving, identifying these as the skills least susceptible to automation. They've designed their hiring and training processes to emphasize these skills, looking beyond traditional markers of ability like grades and degrees. Another example is the rise of design thinking, a problem-solving approach that champions empathy, collaboration, and iteration, widely adopted by companies like Apple and IBM. This approach values creative, critical, and human-centric thinking, preparing employees to tackle complex, ambiguous problems that AI can't yet address. Furthermore, the concept of lifelong learning is becoming increasingly recognized as crucial in this rapidly changing world. Companies like AT&T and PwC have extensive programs dedicated to continuous learning, providing their employees with resources to upskill and reskill. Websites like Coursera, Udemy, and LinkedIn Learning offer a plethora of courses, highlighting the growing demand for and importance of lifelong learning. In essence, the future of work demands that we are not just workers, but continual learners, constantly adapting and evolving our skills. The era of study, work, retire is giving way to a model of learn, work, learn, repeat. As we step into this future, our ability to nurture our uniquely human skills and continuously learn will be crucial to our success and fulfillment. But what happens to those left behind by this brave new world of work? Enter Universal Basic Income, or UBI, a concept as old as philosophy itself and a potential solution to the job displacement caused by automation. UBI is a fixed income that every citizen receives from the state, irrespective of their work status. Imagine a society where everyone receives enough money to cover their basic needs, food, shelter, healthcare, without the need to work. What kind of society would we become? Would UBI be a safety net, empowering individuals to pursue their passions, start businesses, create art, or volunteer in their communities, free from the worry of meeting their basic needs? For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, when many people lost their jobs, countries like Spain implemented a form of UBI, allowing citizens to cover their basic expenses and giving them the time and security to explore new job opportunities or retrain in new fields. On the other hand, would UBI lead to complacency, a lack of motivation to work, and an unsustainable burden on the economy? Critics argue this, often citing concerns about human nature and our propensity for idleness without the structure and purpose provided by work. Moreover, the economic feasibility of UBI is an ongoing debate, with skeptics questioning how such programs would be funded without overburdening taxpayers or skyrocketing national debt. In places like Finland and Canada, where UBI trials have taken place, results have been mixed, offering some insights but no definitive answers. Some recipients used the income to pursue education or start businesses, while others showed no significant changes in their employment status. As we navigate these uncharted waters, Grappling with the complexities of automation and the changing nature of work, UBI presents itself as a potential lifeline for those at risk of displacement. It's a proposal that invites us to reassess the link between work and survival, to reimagine a society where financial security is not a privilege, but a right. Yet it also challenges us to consider the potential consequences and our responsibility to foster a sustainable and motivated society. UBI could disincentivize work, stifle innovation, and create an unbalanced society. On the other hand, proponents claim that UBI could reduce poverty, increase equality, and give people the freedom to improve their skills or take care of their families. As we move into the future, these are questions we must grapple with, as we balance the promise of progress with the need for fairness and human dignity. The future of work and the concept of UBI are intrinsically linked. Both envision a future where work, as we know it, undergoes a radical transformation. The question is, can they coexist? Can UBI provide a safety net for those displaced by automation, while the future of work focuses on upskilling and reskilling the workforce? Perhaps the answer lies in a balance, a synthesis of these two concepts. UBI could serve as a foundation, a buffer against the uncertainty of the future of work. Meanwhile, the future of work could build upon this, focusing on creating meaningful work that leverages our unique human skills and capabilities. What is clear is that we're standing at the brink of a new era. Tech companies like Google and Microsoft are exploring flexible work models, even post-pandemic, reflecting the changing dynamics of work. Some companies are exploring a 4-day work week, which has resulted in increased productivity and job satisfaction in numerous studies. Perhaps our way forward involves a closer integration of technology, education, and policy. Technology continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, but our educational institutions and public policies often lag behind. To keep up, we need to reform our education systems to focus on the skills that will be essential in the future, such as critical thinking, creativity, digital literacy, and emotional intelligence. Countries like Finland and Singapore are leading the way in this regard, with education systems that prioritize these skills. In terms of policy, it may mean a stronger safety net for those affected by job displacement due to automation. Whether it's in the form of UBI or other social programs, our policies must ensure that no one is left behind in the march towards progress. We also need to cultivate a culture of lifelong learning, recognizing that in a rapidly changing world, our education cannot stop when we leave school or university. Companies such as Google and Microsoft offer extensive continuing education and reskilling programs, recognizing that the skills of today may not be the skills of tomorrow. The challenges we face are significant, but so are the opportunities. As we navigate this new landscape, our success will depend on our ability to adapt, to learn, and to balance progress with compassion and fairness. It's a journey that we're all on together, and it's up to us to shape the future we want to see. Perhaps the future lies in a combination of UBI and reimagined work, where everyone has a basic income to meet their needs and the opportunity to contribute to society in meaningful ways. This may require a radical rethink of our values and norms. But as philosopher Bertrand Russell once said, in all affairs, it's a healthy thing now and then to hang a question mark on the things you have long taken for granted. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the future of work and universal basic income. As we gaze into the future, let's keep questioning, keep examining, and above all, keep imagining the kind of world we want to live in. Until next time, this is Philosophy Examined, where we challenge the status quo and imagine the possibilities.